Everybody.
All right, we're checking out this video, Things I Loved About America as a French Woman. This is from a channel, French-tastic Explorations.
This will be good. Kind of like fits in our little rebuttal-ish thing that we do sometimes.
Yeah, just to see what it's like from the other side, especially a country that we love to rag on, the French.
Correct.
Yeah, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. How about that?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm here
3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome for this very special video of my favorite moments about my whole USA trip plus a little bit of Canada. So for the people who complain about, oh, you didn't even spend a day in Canada, I actually got the chance to go to Canada because it was a USA trip. I made it to Canada even though it was kind of short, obviously. But I still, I made it, so don't worry, Canadian followers, I will definitely come back. Actually, it's my next trip, big trip probably. I am 99% sure of that, so just stay tuned. I have a lot of things to say. This whole trip was amazing, wonderful. I again thank you guys for all your help, financial, obviously. I got a lot of help from you guys when you learned that I was going to the States. You made it happen. So thank you again very much. Thank you also for all your great recommendations. Obviously, when you're going to a big country like the USA, there's a lot to see. Obviously, it's hard to make the first choice, like where to go first, what to do.
It's kind of like what you said when you were able to go to the UK. It's kind of like, I love this. I love that her community was able to send her to the US.
Right.
That's dope. That's the dream.
Yeah, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for the ETS community, I never would have been able to go to the UK. So I applaud what she's saying right here, just kind of thanking everybody for helping and make it possible.
Yeah, so big moves. I'm proud of this content creator.
Yeah, and her community for helping make that happen, because that's no small feat to even make any bit of a dent in making a trip across the Atlantic, especially to the United States. I feel like I covered a lot of ground in the United Kingdom, but still a lot left stones unturned that people still remind me of to this day. Well,
I mean, I feel like the stones you actually touched on were feasible. Like, you have to leave stones unturned here just by sheer geographical distance. Just
right, and the money ran out.
It'd be interesting to see where she hit those. So I'm excited.
Right. So let's continue.
What to see. Obviously, we never have enough time to check everything and all. So yeah, just thank you for that, because it helped me a lot throughout the whole trip. And a big shout out to my friend who brought me everywhere and who was my companion for this trip. The first thing,
that's another thing too. If you are coming from Europe, anywhere, if you have someone to help drive you around, that is a huge thing, because you pretty much have to drive throughout the United States, no matter where you are.
Period. Period.
Who was my companion for this trip. The first thing that I really loved about this trip was to be in an actual speaking English country. Finally, I was around English people, hearing English from TV, radio, everywhere, and that is something I really was looking for. And for 17 days exactly, but I guess 2 good weeks being in an English speaking environment felt really good, because in my head it's everything but French. I speak a little bit of Spanish, Korean, Japanese, some words like that, but a lot of English, when I speak to myself, because I do speak to myself. I know it's weird, but I do kind of everything in English. I even write in English everywhere. French is I have to learn French again, to be honest. I'm pretty bad at conversation in French in French because I'm only saying stuff, thing, you know, using that kind of words. I have to relearn the vocab. I know it's weird, but anyway, it was just really nice to finally be around that. It felt good. It felt comfortable, and I was really looking forward to that. So that's the main thing. I was so glad and so, you know, that I liked a lot. So I did a little.
Right, so she's from France. I guess she maybe moved to like England or something. I guess I don't know.
I have no idea. Maybe she's just been studying and absorbing a lot of English, you know.
Yeah, maybe that could be it. Maybe we'll just have to do a little bit of a deeper dive on her and what her channel's about. But yeah, the United States, the majority of it is English. Like you get Spanish, especially towards the closer you get to Mexico or southern Florida, and maybe you get French up near the French Canadian side. But I haven't seen it. So,
or I mean, even you could even say some French in Louisiana.
In Louisiana as well, yeah. But 95% probably is definitely English. So yeah.
So I wrote down a lot of things to make this video a little bit more organized. I'd say I like to be organized. Anyway, so finally being in English-speaking country, the second main thing that I loved, and then I'm gonna go into specifics, is obviously that everything was novelty, like different, new, like even though it's kind of the same, you know, like humanly the same. Like, there is roads, there is car, there are roads, there are cars and all, shops, people, you know, everything is in general, and especially from France. So just that kind of novelty, I think you say, I'm not sure about that word, but yeah, I really love that because when you go into another country, you expect, you know, changes, differences. I mean, at least I do, and that's what I love the most. You know, that's how I can say I'm exploring things because things are different, and I don't know them. And yeah, that's what I love the most. Yeah, so yeah, I said
novelty. Like, there's definitely things that characterize the United States from Europe. I mean, that's an obvious one. I'm not gonna rag too much on that, but yeah, I definitely noticed differences when I went to the UK. I mean, obviously, if I explored Europe more, I would see more differences. I mean, maybe not from individual country to individual country in terms of like architecture, but definitely in culture and language. But yeah, I get what she's saying here.
It must be interesting because a lot of stuff that, you know, you absorb with the American media, you know, just like TV shows, you know, all that, movies, all the depictions of the U.S., you can totally see that when you come here, like immediately, it's in your face.
Right. It's like I think about all the videos of content creators like this make when they're the first time in Walmart. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's just uniquely American.
Yes.
Yeah, I could go on, but we'd be here for a long time.
Yes, we would.
Lots of cultures to explore, of places to see, a lot of you know, museums, lots of cultures in the States. Even though it's a very young country, there's a lot of things to see because a lot of things happened. Obviously, the country is vast and everything is different from state to state, so it's just amazing. Even, you know, the Antietam Memorial was very interesting. I mean, it actually was one of the most interesting places for me to see. A lot of things to explore. That's for sure. What did I wrote next? You may know that I'm a nature lover. I love animals, I love nature, and I think the States has a lot of amazing things around nature. First of all, I saw a lot of different animals, from, you know, dogs to raccoon. Finally, that Saturday, a lot of deer, you don't say deers, squirrels, I mean, the different type of birds, just a lot of animals. And throughout the whole trip, each time I'm seeing an animal, it makes my day. I'm just so happy. So I love that, you know, it adds a lot of joy to my trip. It added a lot of joy to my trip. And also nature, seeing the colors of the leaves change was marvelous, was really beautiful. And all those kind of mountains and just yeah, you guys, I mean, it's such a huge country. You guys have, like, when it's a forest, it's a huge forest. When it's a mountain, it's like dozens of them, you know. So I just really love that, and I didn't even see that much of the country, but I was amazed, and I really loved that about my trip, nature and animal. Then I got a pet.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that she was like near the Washington D.C. area, like, which is, you know, an area we're very familiar with. I lived there about half my life. You still live there. Like, there's the GW Parkway, there's, you know, Harper's Ferry. Within a drive there is the Shenandoah Valley. So yeah, around that area there's definitely a lot of animals and nature to absorb.
For sure. And you know, it's like the best kind of nature because it's very close to cities.
Yeah.
I mean, in proximity, it's like about an hour. Where she is right now is ish an hour from DC or Baltimore, maybe less.
Yeah, 100%.
Amazed, and I really loved that about my trip, nature and animal. Then I gotta put that right at the beginning, even though I've been talking for a long time already. People being nice. People being smiling at me, that I really loved. You know, when people in France ask me about my trip, like, oh, how was it? What did you love the most? And you know, when I'm not talking about places, no, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute, the first thing I say is, people are freaking nice over there. Like, I wish French people were like that. You know, I shouldn't compare, obviously, but when you're used to a country, or, you know, the type of people, you know, like when you're used to French people, I guess I would say, and you go to another country and people are much nicer, you can, like, you have to compare. Obviously, you're like, oh man, if, you know, if people were like that around here, it would be a lot more, it would be better, honestly. Let's just say that. But yeah, American people have something, I don't know what it is, but it's more like an openness, open-mindedness, or just more, openness, une ouverture, I guess that's how you say that I just really appreciate it. And then, you know, the fact that they smile a lot at you, and they're just being nice to you, you know, and I love that. And I do want to come back to States mainly because being around nice people feels good, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a huge point for me, and a huge, like, you know, thumbs up about the States.
Yeah, pretty much. We're pretty open people, and you know, like, unless you're like in the bigger cities, but even then, like, you could still make a friend easy in the States, especially in the smaller towns. Like,
for
definitely
sure.
Not the metropolitan areas, like the more smaller towns, even the suburbs. It's easy to, you know, strike up a conversation with somebody. But and when you compare it to the French, I mean, stereotypes happen for a reason. I don't mean to stereotype, but the I turn up your nose at our general direction. That's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah, and hear me out on this. I mean, it comes it's kind of like we come off fake with how inviting and friendly we are. And that's how inviting and friendly we are. It seems like it's fake if you're not from here, you know?
Right. But so, it's just our nature. It's just how we are.
Yeah, just how we are.
Yeah.
That I experienced, that I love the most. Oh yeah, I also got to meet two of you guys during this trip, and obviously that was one of the, you know, my favorite moments of this whole trip was to meet two of you guys, because it was amazing to finally being able to connect with you, obviously, and also, you know, meet you. And then, I mean, we've been talking after this trip, but yeah, I mean, that was really amazing to, you know, the feeling of being with people who really care. I mean, you know, I get this feeling, obviously was fantastic and all, but when you meet people in your life and you see, you know, the way they look at you and they care and they're like so happy to see you, and like, oh, you know, that's great. You know, it's I kind of love that feeling, obviously. Then
that's really good that there's people in our community that are awesome like that. And and I will say, like, the fact that I got to meet so many people from the ETS community when I went to UK, like, it oftentimes, especially as of late, there's been very frustrating times with the channel, but the fact that I was able to put faces to some of the people in the crowd helped calm me down a little bit, and actually realize that there's actual humans in our community. And I apologize to some of them. Like, I am very horrible at maintaining responding back to messages because reasons, but I'm glad that I got to meet a lot of y'all and that y'all are just as nice in real life as you are in the comment section.
Yeah.
And in live streams. So I'm glad that there's people in her community that are just as awesome like that too.
Yeah.
Wrote, oh yeah, baseball and football game, because those moments I loved them a lot, even though, you know, it was, I mean, I did not amazingly enjoy them or whatever. It was just very nice to finally have those experiences, going to a football game, going to a baseball game, because it's very American and it's very not French. So I really loved both of those games. You know, going to this very cultural thing was amazing because it's so huge, it's big, everything is big, huge, pricey, you know, but people are just so, I really love those two games, definitely. It's on my list. All the new,
yes, that we've said in when we were doing, you know, college football watch-alongs and NFL watch-alongs on ETS, any non-American that is coming to the United States in the fall, or I'd say go to a college football game.
Yes.
And like in the springtime, I definitely recommend a college basketball game or an MLB game. Those, you want to get true stick and ball Americana, that's your ticket. And I'd even throw in a NASCAR race if you're able to as well. Those are true Americana. Like,
for sure.
I definitely have to go back to UK and Europe because I wasn't able to go to a footy match or a rugby match. Yeah. And that's definitely on my list.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yep, that's definitely the best way to see kind of like the culture for what it is.
Yeah, that's the true essence of it. Yeah.
I really love those two games, definitely. It's on my list. All the new food I gotta try. I love food. I so love food. Getting to try all those new food was amazing. Oh, not even try them, just seeing and observing on the shops and the stores. Oh, you get that kind of food. Oh, there's that. Oh, that kind of thing exists. You know, it was very, very great, and I just loved thinking that, you know, food is just so big. You gotta eat if you want to live, and I just so much love food that it was really great. Food took a big part of my trip, obviously, and I ate a lot of food, that's for sure. You saw that on the video, guys. The videos. Oh yeah, I know it's not what created my pancreatitis. I got a lot of comments about that. It's not that at all. It could have been, definitely, but especially because I changed. I mean, it was a lot more, you know, fatter than what I used to eat, obviously. But it was not that at all. I can actually eat whatever I want. I guess my body takes it pretty well, probably because I'm young. But anyway, food definitely took a big place on that trip. And one of my favorite thing when I talk about people by my trip is like, the food, guys. If you could eat that, taste that, experience this taste, you know, because there's a lot of things that obviously we don't have in France, and we kind of difficult to recreate. So yeah, food.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous to be able to experience some of our foods for the first time would be glorious.
Yeah. I saw like in one of the cards, like right here, trying Popeyes for the first time.
Oh man,
that has to be like the big ass chicken sandwich that broke the internet in 2019. Like that right there is Americana, like on steroids right there.
Yeah.
And like the fact that she included things like Sheetz MTO, like that's to consider that awesome. I'm like,
well, I bet they don't have that. They don't have that kind of anything over there in France. Like food at a gas station just doesn't sound right. You know, but for us, it's like second nature because we're always on the go. It makes sense to have like snacks and food to fit your schedule.
Yeah, the closest to that when I went to the UK was the Tesco meal deal. But I mean, all the other places have meal deals there. So, you know, a sandwich, some crisps, and a drink for like £3 or £5. That's the closest thing. Nothing like you know, Sheetz hot and ready food
where you're not like taking a gamble eating it.
Right.
You know, some of the gas stations here, the fuel stations here, like, yeah, they have some pretty solid food.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's still gas station food.
especially the chain ones, like Wawa or Sheetz or Royal Farms,
yep.
or like Quick Trip when you go further out west, things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love food. I'm getting hungry. Then I'm gonna share with you my favorite places, favorite things I did, and favorite nights. So from the whole trip, it was a USA trip. I went to the USA and I got to go to Canada for one day. And it ended up that from the whole trip, my favorite thing I did was in Canada. It was in Niagara Falls. Favorite place ever. Probably because I'm a natural lover, and also because it's majestic and wonderful. This place is just wow. And my favorite night was also in Canada. It was the fact that I went to sleep. I fell asleep looking at the Niagara Falls and all those lights, and it was just amazing. It was my favorite moment of the whole trip, honestly. It was in Canada, even though it was a USA trip. It's kind of weird.
I mean, we kind of share Niagara Falls with Canada, so you could consider that both a US and a Canada thing.
Yeah.
So
that's yeah. That I wouldn't dock her for that. I wouldn't, it'd be like, oh, we went to the US, saw Niagara Falls. Like, yeah, technically they're, Canada, right? There's a Canadian side. But yeah, that's awesome. That just looks awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a bucket list item for me.
But as for the USA, my favorite place I went to was the Air and Space Museum. Well, my favorite place for the Air and Space Museum. It was wow, guys. It was fantastic. This place is amazing. I really want to go back and spend more time there, spend more hours.
In Chantilly, Virginia.
Oh, that's not the one in DC?
Right, there's two of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Learn more about all those planes and all, because I think I've mentioned it before, but my craziest dream is to fly, not in a plane or like a bird. I actually dream a lot that I fly in the air. Those are my favorite dreams. Sometimes I'm actually conscious of it. It's amazing. I know it's crazy and all, but it's that. So when I took my first plane ever, I was going to see my friend Jeff in Cyprus. So it was a rather small plane, but still kind of a big plane for me, and I cried because I was just so happy to finally be in the air and being above the sky, the clouds, and see all that. It has been a dream of mine since I don't remember, a long time, and each time I'm taking the plane, it's just, oh man, it's amazing, the feelings I have. I don't know what I have with that. Maybe I was a bird in my former life, I don't know, but it's just amazing. So yeah, that place, here in space, oh my god, the space area was just amazing. So many things to see, and then kind of amazing that you get to see so close what's going so far, you know what I mean? I love that place. And my favorite night in the USA was the medieval times. That place is amazing. I highly recommend medieval times. They have several spots around the states, not many, but I think they're doing. So the one I went to was Maryland, and I think they have one in like Texas, maybe one in Cali, places like that. But wow, medieval times. Probably also because there were horses. I loved the fact that nature-related animals, and also because it was awesome. Honestly, medieval times is amazing. My favorite nights, from the States. Yeah, those are.
She was right off the road for me. She was like what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Yeah, possibly? Yeah. She should have hit us up, been like, hey, let's do this thing.
Medieval times, right up the road. I know exactly, right by the casino, dude.
Right, and yeah, we're familiar with that a little bit as well. But man, should I say up the Vogel Massive now?
Yeah, 100%. You saw jousting. It is code. Up the Vogel Massive is massive. We started jousting, guys. Just understand that.
The state of Maryland.
100%.
Yeah,
it's what we do.
Yeah, besides crab cakes and football.
Yep, crab cakes, football, lacrosse, and jousting.
That's what Maryland does.
Yep.
If you get any of those references from the Vogel Massive to Wedding Crashers, you have to leave a like on this video and comment below up the Vogel Massive.
Yes, man. Oh, God.
Honestly, medieval times is amazing. amazing. My favorite nights, you know, from the States. Yeah, those are where my favorite nights, my favorite places from the trips, from the whole trip, and from the States. A little shout out to like New York City and Washington, because wow, you know, as much as I'm a nature lover, I was amazed and fascinated by New York City and by Washington because of all the places you have to visit, like culturally speaking, all those museums, and I mean, it's the capital, you know, White House, all that. It was fascinating. And New York City because wow, it's a big city, a lot of opportunities over there. It's just fascinating, honestly. So yeah, I really love this place too. All right, and yeah, there's a little things that I wanted to, I guess, highlight from this whole trip. I think you say shears. Those shops, you know, those little shops when you can get where you can get
top
gas
tier.
and food and all that. I just love those shops, honestly. I think it's because of how convenient they are and how comfortable I felt each time I was entering a Shears or, you know, like a similar place. I just love them. When I mentioned something about inédit, about the States, to French people, I'm talking about those places because I really felt it's amazing. You can still get gas, get almost everything over there, like drinks, food, things you need. You know, they all have restrooms. It's just so convenient, you know?
Yeah.
Where's she going with those things? Goodness gracious, bro.
It's something you find in American gas stations,
yeah.
aka Sheets. Like,
yes.
In fact, when we took lunch break, that's where I went. I went and grabbed 2 hot dogs with Coke, and I spent like $5.
I mean, gets the job done, man.
Yeah, and because I'm a rewards member, I get 5 cents a gallon off of the gas, and if I get enough rewards points, I get 10 cents off gallon, 15, 20, and free stuff, and like, you know, how can you go wrong?
You can't, bro. You can't.
Exactly.
You know, I just love them. Then there is that Shenandoah River. Obviously, it was, you know, West Virginia was a place I really wanted to go because of the song Country Road. I've always listened to this song by Olivia Newton-Jones, not the original one, but that one, for a very long time, and I really love this song a lot. And I can't believe I actually went to West Virginia, Shenandoah River, Blue Ridge Mountains. I mean, it's just amazing. So yeah, it's something I really love about this trip is I went there on my first trip to the USA. Yeah, I'm happy to say that, you know, say that I went there.
Yeah, like, it's something we just take for granted, how beautiful West Virginia is, and definitely the rivers, you know, like Harper's Ferry. That's, I should, it's definitely going on my list again, because it's more accessible right now to me.
We drive over it and through it constantly.
Yeah. But when in reality, West Virginia is one of the poorest states in the United States, and the way of living is not as up to snuff as other states, especially around it.
Yeah, no, but you go there for the scenery. You go there for the beauty, definitely the natural beauty. You know, the outdoor sports, outdoor living stuff is the draw. You know? You don't go there if you're a city lover. Just don't do that. If you're out like camping, hiking, outdoors life, West Virginia is your paradise. Yeah.
It's definitely a big part of West Virginia's economy is tourism.
Yep.
Not anything else.
And college football.
And college football used to be coal mining, but not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
Things. I saw one yesterday. So we're in France. It's very rare to see one. I saw one yesterday. It made my day, guys. It made my day. It was a GT, one of the new ones, probably 2016, I guess, 17. It was like red, intense red color. So I was really amazed at how many Mustangs I saw there. And I, you know how much I love this car. It's my dream car. The day I'm gonna have one is gonna be my baby. I think I'm gonna do everything, you know. Probably gonna edit my videos in the Mustang and sat in the Mustang, do everything in it. I just love those cars, and then being able to see this beautiful car everywhere in the States, I mean everywhere I went to was amazing. And I was seeing dozens of them every day. It made me so happy. Yeah. definitely one of the things I love the most. When I was in Baltimore, we visited a submarine, and I had to say it was one of the most fascinating thing I did on this trip. You know, obviously, I mean, it's not every day you got to visit and go into a submarine. It was amazing. I think fascinating is really the word, because it's a submarine from World War II, so everything is, you know, from back then, and wow. The word is wow and fascinating. Yeah, really. You know, many people probably are not interested in that kind of thing. I don't know. But I guess I'm someone who really loves everything that's, you know, cars, motorcycle, boats, planes. I just love those engines, vehicles. I don't know how to say that. So yeah, going to submarine from that time was amazing.
Yeah.
She sounded like an American, using lots of words like amazing, outstanding, like those big words.
Yeah. To describe a submarine.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff over here that'll make you be like, what the hell? That's awesome.
That's why we use those big words, because it is awesome.
Yeah.
We're not exaggerating. It's just your country is boring.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, definitely not France, bro. Definitely not France.
Not France.
But I'm just saying, dude, you know, it takes a step out of your word bank when you come over here, for sure. For 100%, sure.
100%. And it's making me regret not visiting those places when I did live in Maryland.
I totally forgot we had a sub in the harbor.
Yeah, me too.
We have a pirate ship too.
Yeah. Just don't go swimming in there.
Hell no.
Two last things that I wrote are New York City during the night. When we drove from Baltimore to New York City, we arrived, it was nighttime, and seeing the city, you know, the lights during the night was amazing. I saw the moon like I've never seen before, and it was amazing too. But I think I have something with lights in night, you know, during the night. I really love fireworks. I really love driving into a city during night. I really love the Niagara Falls during the night because of the lights. I don't know what I have with that, but lights during the night, I think it's beautiful. You know, a city as big as New York City during the night with all those colors, obviously for the environment it's not good and all, but it was beautiful and I really love that. I don't know what I have with that, but yeah, lights during the night was amazing, and New York City was really beautiful. And the last thing that I wrote is looking at the map and seeing my position on a new continent. I took, guys, so many screenshots of the Maps app on my phone, you know, everywhere I went, just to have proof that I was, you know, there, obviously, but just because it was so amazing, you know, I was like, oh my god, you know, like my map is showing the position that I am in another continent. You know, Europe and France is all the way over there, but I am here. I mean, I am there, and just that feeling of being in a new continent for the first time and seeing that, yeah, I am, you know, was amazing. I'm getting all excited, all fired up just thinking about that. But yeah, it was amazing. As you may know, guys.
I definitely had that feeling. Like when I got through customs and I was finally on the tube going into London, like that was a feeling. I was like, I'm not in North America anymore. I'm on a new continent. Goodness.
Yeah. When did it hit you that you were so far away?
I think that was the moment.
That was the
when
moment.
I exited London Stansted, and I think it was when I got to what station was it? Oh my god, whatever station it was that the Stansted Express poured out into London, and that's when it's like
I'm not like I am absolutely far away from home.
Yeah. I think it was the first time I missed my tube connection. That's probably when it was. Yeah.
I was a little sick a few days ago. I mean, I'm still kind of recovering. I'm a lot better, so it's alright. I just have to be careful on my diet. But all that to say that I still am putting on hold still my big trips like Canada, USA, going back there. Very soon I'm gonna have my results from my stomach and all stuff. So I will probably have finally conclusion of what happened and green light. I don't know if you say that in English, to to plan the big trips. I'll be back soon, guys, definitely. I'm gonna leave you with a map which covers everything that I did. And you're gonna see it's not a lot. I actually did so little in this. I mean, I did so many things, but so little of the whole country in those 17 days. So I'm definitely coming back very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Paris, Dulles Airport. Oh, nice. Baltimore, New York City, Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Toronto, Atlantic Coast, Lancaster.
Wow, that's you know what? It doesn't look like a lot, but she covered tons of ground, bro.
Yeah, this year alone. That you say you didn't cover a lot, you covered a lot.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's probably as much as the entirety of the UK right there.
Yeah, pretty much. You could fit the entire UK into that little thing right there.
That's
like
crazy. I didn't do a lot. Like, are you shitting me? 70 days and you went all the way to fucking Canada from Dulles? Like, yeah,
right.
you were moving.
Yeah, especially driving. Like, what'd you have? Like 1 or 2 days in every spot? Like,
holy crap, man.
You did a lot. You did a lot in that time span. We commend you for that. That's pretty damn good.
Dulles to West Virginia, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then hitting Lancaster after Niagara. Like, that's and then DC. Dude, well, I mean, I would say, you know what, guys, this is a decent starter East Coast trip. Northeast.
Good Northeast trip. Like definitely
starter plan. Yeah.
Right. That's a good starter. Like, definitely for the United States, you need at least 6 months.
Bro,
like, I'm not even talking, there's the Southeast, there's the Midwest, there's the Southwest, there's the Northwest.
I mean, you could even go more northern for more of the main feel. Like
New England
up there. But she hit pretty much every sort of, like, she did big cities, DC, Baltimore, New York, right? Yeah. And then she went to the sticks in West Virginia, you know, all the way up to freaking Niagara. That's, I would say, Toronto City. Like, that's big, built up, metropolitan area. And then coming down to Lancaster, dude. Like, she did a lot, man. She covered a lot of different types of ground right there.
Yeah. For considering, like, that was pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. What is her name? I can't remember what her name is, but anyway, wherever you are, you are invited to the cookouts. 100%. Come back to the United States any old time. If you need tips about the Southeast, I got you. And you know, merci for coming to our beautiful country.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching. Subscribe, watch another video. Thank you, channel members. What now, Dan?
Unplug and go do some traveling, guys.
Exactly. Au revoir, y'all.
Later, guys.